you're on a fitness journey, but your sweet tooth keeps sabotaging you, just like mine did, then this is the video for you. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I'm currently eating a high protein diet while also staying in a calorie deficit. I usually stay between 16 to 1700 calories because we gotta lean down and build some muscle. And I've been making this protein brownie, and I believe I made it in my last What I Eat in a Day video. If I did, I'll link it above. And we love this brownie, and I've personally seen physique changes since eating it, and my partner Cooper has lost 10 pounds over the last month of us eating this protein brownie. But like I said, we've been making it nonstop, so we're both pretty tired of it. I told him I'm gonna go full experiment mode, and I figured I would take you along with me. So we're going to be making 5 high protein desserts that are going to taste great, and they're not gonna compromise our fitness goals, because I truly believe that you can enjoy your life while also working towards your goals, okay? It doesn't have to all be sacrifice. But here's the thing, each of these recipes has to check all 4 boxes. It needs to be budget friendly, it needs to be calorie friendly because we still need to stay in our deficit. We're not gonna burn fat if we're eating more calories than we're burning. We need it to be high protein to build them muscles. It also needs to be easy to make because we don't need to be in the kitchen for hours making our sweet treat. No one has time for that. But I feel like I've made them all very simple. None of them require any baking, and I really think they're gonna be super easy to incorporate into your weekly food prep. And after making each one, I'm gonna rate them from 1 to 5 stars, and then at the very end, we will find out which recipe is the winner of them all, so that you don't have to waste your time trying every single recipe, or if you just think they all look and sound really good, it'll just kind of help you decide which one to start with. So I really hope you're excited. Make sure you comment below if you do try any of these as well, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so I know if you like videos like this. I thought it would be pretty fun and just something we could do together, and I am so excited to make these recipes. Like, they look so delicious, and to just be taste testing protein recipes all day that are desserts, sign me up, sign me up. Let's go ahead and get into the very first one. The first recipe is going to be chocolate peanut butter protein ice cream. I know. And if you don't like peanut butter, for one, what the heck is wrong with you? And two, just kidding. Cooper doesn't like peanut butter either, but I freaking love peanut butter, and I love chocolate, and I love them together. So I'd probably leave this out for him, but if you don't like peanut butter, you could replace it with just like some Oreos. You could do like just chocolate ice cream, or you can just switch up the flavors, but I figured I would just do chocolate peanut butter because I love chocolate peanut butter. I feel like a lot of people do too. So we're gonna make that, and I don't have a Ninja Creamy, not that cool yet, so we're just gonna be using our blender here. But for this recipe, you are going to need peanut butter powder, and I like PB2, but you can use whichever one that you like. I know PB Fit has one too. And then we're gonna use some cocoa powder to make it just a little extra chocolatey, and I just have this one from Trader Joe's. I actually use this for my brownie all the time, so I already had some. And then we're gonna use some plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I know it's probably gonna be even creamier with like a full fat yogurt, but we're trying to stay calorie friendly here. So we're just gonna do non-fat. And then you can use whatever milk that you like. You could do almond, oat, whatever. But I prefer the Fairlife milk because it is high protein, and this one is only 80 calories per cup. So I get the fat-free version, which is just this like really light blue bottle, and I use it for pretty much everything. And then some chocolate protein of your choice if you're doing the chocolate ice cream or peanut butter chocolate. This one is just the organic protein that I got from Trader Joe's also. And then we're gonna do some stevia, possibly, if we wanna give it a little bit more of a sweetness. And then later, we're going to use some peanut butter cups. So I have these wait, I always thought it was Justine's. Is it Justin's? Huh. So these organic peanut butter cups from Justin's, apparently. I thought it was Justine's. I swear that might be a Mandela effect. I don't really know. I swear there used to be an E on the end of this. Anyway, peanut butter cups of your choice, and we're gonna save those for the very end. All right, so let's go ahead, get our ice cream going, because I'm so freaking eager to even see if this is good. I have no idea. I have no idea. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with half a cup of the non-fat Greek yogurt. I think that's half a cup. Is this half a cup? Then we're gonna do half a cup of the milk of your choice. Again, just using Fairlife. And I think I can see through my yogurt marks. Okay. Then we're gonna do 1 scoop of the chocolate protein powder. It smells so good. Then we're gonna do the peanut butter powder. So you can do 1 or 2 tablespoons depending on how peanut buttery you want it. But listen, I am a peanut butter lover, so we're gonna do 2 tablespoons. And if you want it lower calorie, you could definitely just do the 1 tablespoon. And then because we want it super chocolatey, we're gonna do cocoa powder. So I'm just gonna do 1 tablespoon of this. And then you can choose any kind of sweetener that you want. I just have stevia, so we're just gonna put a little squirt of that in there. And then lastly, you're just gonna do 1 cup of ice. Our lid on there, do not forget your lid. Not gonna lie, there's been a time or two where I almost did and it would have been very, very bad. do high. I'm so excited to try this when it's frozen. I think this is gonna be such a good sweet treat, especially in the summer. Oh, that's a lot. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize how much that made. This made way more ice cream than I thought it would. I don't know if, okay, well I do know I could eat this much in 1 sitting, but I mean, if it's protein ice cream, I guess it's pretty justified, right? We're gonna put this in the freezer. I'm gonna check it at 2 hours, but I feel like 4 hours is probably gonna be our sweet spot. Whenever you blend it, make sure it's like this creamy, like frosty texture. I can't even show you without spilling it. Oh my gosh, this is nerve-wracking. Yeah, so you can kind of see the texture there. Anyway, we're gonna pop her in the freezer, and while we make the rest of our recipes, she'll be chilling, she'll be freezing, and then we'll get back to her at the very end to give a final 1 to 5 star rating. All right, let's get her in the freezer. This next recipe is for all my girlies who are short on time, but they want a good high protein sweet treat. And it's gonna be a high protein banana pudding. Who does not love a classic banana pudding? So to make this one, you're gonna need 1 banana. We're just gonna use 1/4 of it. And if you wanna garnish, maybe just like a little bit more of the banana, so not the entire thing. Then you're gonna do a 0 sugar Jell-O pudding mix. You're only gonna use 1 teaspoon of this. We're gonna do 1 cup of our plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I don't know why my camera is not focusing today. She likes to throw tantrums here and there, so that's what she's doing. And then you're gonna do some vanilla protein powder, and I just have the same Orgain vanilla protein powder that I had. That was the chocolate one for the ice cream. And then this is totally optional, but I prefer this with my banana pudding. And it's some graham cracker squares. And I do know that Simple Mills has some like healthier versions, but my store was out of them, so I just got some from Trader Joe's. So we're only gonna use 2 of these, and it's gonna mimic that vanilla wafer taste. You totally could just use regular vanilla wafers. This is by far probably one of the easiest recipes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just mix it all together. So easy, so fast. Literally just mash the banana as smooth as you can, dump it all in a bowl, mix it up, and then I have this really cute little mason jar that we're gonna let it chill in the fridge. It takes probably like 30 minutes or so. Honestly, you could totally just go ahead, top it with some graham crackers or some vanilla wafers and some sliced banana and go ahead and have it now. But I think it's even better if you let it sit just like you would normal pudding. So I'm gonna put it in this really cute little mason jar, and we're gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes in the fridge. and just let it set, let it get that texture, and then we're gonna give it our official review. So let's go ahead and get it in the jar and then we'll pop it in the fridge. This is honestly probably one of the best ones to include in your meal prep because you could get just a collection of these little mason jars and prep this out one night. Ooh, I just dropped some on the counter. But you could just go ahead and have this ready to go for whenever you are craving a sweet treat instead of prepping like for me, instead of the brownies. This would be so good. It makes a great amount too, like not too much. I feel like this is a really good serving. So after she's chilled, after about 30 minutes, we're gonna go over her macros and give her a rating between 1 to 5 stars, and we'll see if it's any better than the chocolate peanut butter ice cream. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited for all these recipes, but I think this next one is probably the one I'm most excited for. Like, oh, I'm so nervous. I really hope it comes out well. It's gonna be a s'mores mug cake. I know. Anything s'mores, I am literally all about it. So let me show you the ingredients that we're gonna use, and I'm gonna cross my fingers and my toes that this comes out well. Yet again, another very easy recipe. Literally all you need is to dump it all into a mug. So we are going to do some cocoa powder again. I tried to overlay a lot of these ingredients, so if you get any of these, you can make multiple recipes. So cocoa powder, we're gonna need some liquid egg whites, or you could just separate the egg white from an egg. We're gonna need some baking powder, and then our chocolate protein again. We're gonna need some milk of your choice. Again, I just have Fairlife. We're gonna do some vanilla extract. This is just the one from Trader Joe's. And then we're gonna do some mini marshmallows because they are lower calorie than the big ones. And then our graham crackers. And it's even better if you have a clear mug. If you don't, totally fine. But we're just gonna gather all these ingredients, literally dump and go in the mug, dump it in the mug, pop it in the microwave, and that is literally it. So let's get this all combined and let's see if this actually turns out good. Oh my gosh, I love s'mores. I'm gonna be so disappointed if this sucks. All right, so we've got our mug. First thing we're gonna do is add in 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder. I'm actually almost out. Then we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Then we're gonna do 1 egg white. So 1 egg equals 3 tablespoons. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of the egg whites, which I've actually switched to these in the mornings and I really like them. Then we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of our milk. Then we're gonna do 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, which I have yet to open this one, so we're gonna get that off there. I actually couldn't find my 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I'm just gonna do 1/2 of a half teaspoon. I don't know where it went. I have like every other measurement except that one. And then we're gonna do 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're gonna mix all this together. I hope this rises. If not, this is gonna be way too big of a glass. All right, and then we're gonna pop this in the microwave for about 60 seconds. I like my cake a little gooey, so I might do like, I'm gonna do 45 and then check it. Oh, she's rising. Okay, it rose, we're good. I think it still needs some more time. I was a little worried it wasn't gonna, ooh. Okay. Let's do another 20 seconds. Ooh, okay. I mean, it's very like, very moist. So we actually are gonna microwave it one more time, but I transferred it to this bowl because I just felt like it looked cuter and it didn't rise as much as I thought, which is totally fine. But I'm just gonna add about 10 marshmallows. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. We'll do 11, it's fine. Then I'm gonna crush some graham crackers on top, and you could definitely put these in a bag and crush them beforehand, but I don't have any plastic bags right now, so I'm just gonna use my hands. Which, these are bigger crackers than what I thought, so I think we're only gonna use one. And this is totally off the cuff, but I think I'm gonna add a little drizzle of the Hershey's Simply 5 syrup. They do have a 0 sugar one that's like 5 calories per tablespoon. This is 45. I'm not even gonna use a tablespoon. I just want a little drizzle on it. Like, oh gosh, it's coming out fast. Oh my gosh. Oh, that looks so freaking good. Okay, and then we're gonna throw it in the microwave for 10 more seconds. And she's gonna be done, just to get those marshmallows just to melt a little bit. So 10 more seconds in the microwave should do us. It's gonna get the marshmallows nice and soft and warm, just like you pulled them off of a campfire. Oof. Oh my gosh. If this doesn't get a 5 for taste, it totally gets a 5 for presentation. That looks so good. I can't even believe this is like a protein dessert. Like, this looks, oh, okay. Let's go give it a taste test. As someone that's a massive fan of literally anything s'mores, I cannot believe this is a protein dessert. This looks so freaking good. So before we taste test this heaven in a bowl, let's look at the macros. I have them written down right here. So this whole bowl came to 195 calories, 23 carbs, and 19 grams of protein in this little bowl right here. So I think that's pretty good. Let's get a bite. Let's get a marshmallow, a graham cracker, all the things. Oh, okay. I'm obsessed. This is so good. I could eat this every freaking night, every day, all day. Oh my gosh. Just because I'm s'mores obsessed, I'm giving this one like a 4.5. I freaking love the way this tastes. I think the only thing that could make it a little bit more s'moresy, I guess, but it tastes a lot like a s'mores to me anyway, is just adding a little bit more chocolate syrup, but I don't want the calories. So if you're ever on a lower calorie day and you want to have that little splurge, totally go for it. But I think that drizzle was so good. I might eat this entire thing. This one I feel like really came together, and it looks like it has more of like that pudding texture since letting it cool for about 30 minutes. So all I did was I added a little bit of whipped cream on top, and then I added a graham cracker and then 3 slices of banana just to have a little garnish, and I feel like it looks so good. Again, such an easy thing to meal prep if you really wanted to, because you could just put the little lid on this jar and go ahead and do like 4 or 5 for the week. So let's give it a taste test and see if it's actually worth making. Let's get a little bit of everything. Here we go. Wow, that's really good. It's interesting because with the graham cracker, it almost reminds me of like a banana cream pie. So you could do the vanilla wafers, and I feel like that would be even more like a pudding. But this is amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow. So let's look at the macros for this one. So it's gonna be 244 calories, 26 carbs, and 27 grams of protein, which is really, really good for a dessert. You do not have to make these to the T. You could half the recipe if you wanted to. You could switch out different ingredients for something else that you like. It doesn't have to be to this exact thing. Just remember that throughout the rest of the video. It's just about giving you ideas for how you can enjoy your fitness journey and still hit your fitness goals while feeling like you're still living your life. Because you're supposed to enjoy the grind. It is not supposed to be like, I'm gonna sacrifice everything I love. Like, yes, there is sacrifice, but there is also a way where you can enjoy it. So this is my take on doing that. I gotta give this like a, I'm gonna give this like a 4.5. I mean, this is literally so good, but I'm very, very excited to see after it freezes if the ice cream will top this. Okay, one more bite because we got the rest of the desserts to make. I could eat this all day. So this next one is for all of my cookie dough lovers. We're gonna make some protein cookie dough balls. So you're gonna need 4 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder, and then we also need a cup of oat flour. I don't have oat flour, but I do have oats. And if you don't have oat flour either and you do have oats, you can literally just put these in a blender, blend them up until they're nice and fine, and use them just as like your own oat flour. And then you're gonna do chocolate chips of your choice. I just have these from Trader Joe's, but you can do any kind of chocolate chips. You're also gonna need milk, any kind of milk you want. Again, just using my Fairlife milk. So we're gonna go ahead, blend all these into a bowl, and then just make our cookie dough balls and see how they taste. And we'll see if they top either the banana pudding or the s'mores cake. And I'm so curious, again, to see about this protein ice cream. I just don't know. But let's find out. Let's make our cookie dough balls right now. So when you add the milk, you want it to just be until you get this dough consistency. And once you get that, and get them all mixed, you are just going to roll it into little balls. I did go ahead and take off my rings for this because I did not really want to get cookie dough stuck in all of my rings. So all 12 of our cookie dough balls are made, and this one I would say is a little bit more prep intensive just because if you want to do the oat flour, you need to blend the oats, and it's very messy with your hands, but it doesn't take long at all, and it's literally just mixing it all into a bowl, so it's really not that bad. And plus these are a really good thing to food prep as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the fridge just for a few minutes just to let them set and let them harden, and we will give them a taste test, go over the macros, and again just see what our rating is from 1 to 5 in comparison to the other recipes and see if this one's actually the best out of all 5. Okay, it's been a few minutes, so let's give our cookie dough balls a taste. And a little tip is if you make them and you want them to be chilled pretty quickly, you can just pop them in the freezer for just a few minutes and they will get a little bit more solidified quicker than just in the refrigerator. So let's give it a test. I'm not as impressed with this one. I mean, it's good. It is good. I think if you don't like peanut butter, obviously leave the PB2 out. And I don't mind peanut butter in my cookie dough. I just don't want it to be too much tasting like peanut butter, and I feel like this kind of is, because I just want it to be like that chocolate chip flavor, you know, that chocolate chip cookie kind of flavor. And there's not peanut butter in chocolate chip cookies. But I get it, it was for the protein. Let's look at the macros really quickly. Where's my sheet? So in total, this made 12 balls. So it's 63 calories per protein ball, 7 carbs, and 4 grams of protein. So not bad. I mean, the protein definitely should be higher. I wish it was a little bit higher, which I guess of course you could just make less protein balls, but it will be more calories. I think they're fine, and I think they're a good thing to have like on the go if you want something sweet or just a little pick-me-up, or even just a little dessert at night. They're not bad. It's just not my favorite one I've had today, but it's good. I like the consistency, and I think I should have cut up the chocolate chips because these are a little big and it would have dispersed them throughout the dough a little bit more. I'm probably gonna give these like a 3. I don't hate them, but they're not my favorite, but they're also like good to prep. So you definitely should give it a try and see what you think. I probably should have added a little bit of stevia too, I think. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not my favorite. 3 stars I think is suitable for those. This next one I feel like is gonna be absolutely delicious. It's gonna be a berry cheesecake bowl. I freaking love cheesecake, so if we can actually have this tasting like real cheesecake, okay, game over. So what we're gonna need is our trusty dusty cottage cheese. I know, roll your eyes. I feel like it's in almost every protein recipe that you see on TikTok, but truly it is such a good source of protein. I just have the one from Trader Joe's. It's just the low-fat cottage cheese. And then we're gonna need some berries. So I just have a bag of frozen berries, and I have the berry medley from Trader Joe's, but any berries will do. They don't have to be frozen. We'll also need a little sweetener, so I just have my stevia again, and this is just the one that I have. I found it at Publix. We'll also need our vanilla extract again, our graham cracker crumbs. Well, graham cracker squares that we turn into crumbs. This one is gonna be super easy, so let's get to it because again, I'm just so eager to try this ice cream that we made earlier because I don't know how it's gonna taste. So let's get this blended, let's get this going and see if this actually tastes like cheesecake and how it's gonna rank with the other recipes. So for your cottage cheese, we're just gonna do 1 cup, and I know cottage cheese is not everyone's forte, but I promise if you make it right, you can't even tell that it's cottage cheese, and you're gonna blend it. So these curds here are not even gonna be a thing. So if you're already turned off by the idea of cottage cheese because of the texture, just know it's not gonna be like that. That's why we're putting this in the blender. So we're gonna put this in the blender with our little squirt of stevia, and then we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. so, so good. Oh my goodness gracious. This is, I really hope this tastes good. Official taste test. Let's do it. Okay. I don't really get cheesecake until I get a berry, which I know that's why they're in there, but it's really good with all three. I do think the cottage cheese needs to be a little bit sweeter, so maybe I should have added some more stevia. I'd probably give this one probably like a 2.5 to be honest. I mean, it's pretty good. It's just not my favorite. There's not a ton of flavor to it, which I know is a very simplistic recipe. It's still a good option to have, especially if you don't like things that are super sweet. I think it honestly just comes down to the mood that you're in. But the macros for this, I have my paper, I find where I wrote it down. So the macros for this are 160 calories, 13 carbs, and 13 grams of protein. So it's fine. It's not the best on macros, I'd say, but it was super easy to make. And again, I think you just add a little bit more sweetener. And if you're really craving cheesecake and you're in a deficit and you're trying so hard not to deviate from your fitness goals, but you just need that craving satisfied, I do think this is a really good option. And I didn't chill it either, so I wonder if I let it chill, if the flavors would kind of settle a little bit more. So maybe that could be an option too. It's something to really play around with. That was our 5th recipe, and it is time to check in on our chocolate peanut butter protein ice cream. I'm gonna grab it out the freezer, chop up our peanut butter cup to go on top, and we're gonna see the final reveal of how this ice cream came out and how it's gonna compare to these other recipes. I'm a little nervous because I've never made ice cream of any type of the sort. So we will see. We will see. Let's find out now, because I've been waiting all day to see how this came out. So here's how it's looking, and it did start melting a little bit as I was cutting up those peanut butter toppings. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss these on top. I ended up using a whole one, and then we're going to give it a taste test. This is literally the moment we have been waiting for this entire video. I cannot wait to try this. It is melting, but it looks so, so good. All right, here we go. The top part's like really frozen. All the rest of it's really liquidy. So the texture is not good. I think I need to set this down on the counter. I think you don't even need the full 4 hours to let it freeze. If you want to have it like after dinner or something, I think just giving it 2 hours is plenty. So yeah, the texture is not great so far. So maybe the taste will make up for it. It just tastes really icy. I'm not loving it. Dang it, I hate that. It's truly more of a consistency thing for me, because like it's really liquidy, if you can see, it's really liquidy. And there's like a big part that is like frosty almost. So my final opinion of this is I think it would have been a lot better if I just would have, 1, left out the ice, and 2, done chocolate syrup in there somewhere, maybe made a smaller portion so that the calories wouldn't be out the roof. So I think that's the 2 changes that I would have made. It's not horrible, just needs a couple tweaks, but I think it could be good. It could be very good. Maybe not leave it in the freezer as long as I did too. Maybe that might help too. So yeah, adding some chocolate syrup in with the mix. Maybe do some like less ice instead of no ice, just like less ice. I did a cup, so maybe just do like half a cup and only leave it in for 2 hours. I think that would have fixed it. But overall, it's not horrible, but as far as in comparison with our other desserts today, this one dropped the ball. It dropped the ball. And I guess I technically dropped the ball because I made the dessert. So the macros for this with the toppings is 296 calories, 21 carbs, and 34 grams of protein, which is really good. You could even just make this into a smoothie. I think it would be great as a smoothie. I think I just messed up on making the texture for the ice cream, which I feel like ice cream is it can be a little tedious. And I think if I had a Ninja Creamy, it would have been a lot better. So I gotta give this one like a 2.5 also. It's okay. Well, we're gonna make our tweaks, and once I do, I will definitely reshare the recipe with you guys. And if you try it and you make your own tweaks to where it tastes even better, please let me know, because I'd love to have my own protein ice cream. And if you figure it out before I do, I would be absolutely thrilled so that I could eat this and enjoy it a lot more. Out of all 5 recipes, so we had the chocolate peanut butter ice cream, the high protein banana pudding, we had our protein s'mores mug cake, we had our protein cookie dough balls, and then we had our berry cheesecake bowl. And the one recipe out of all 5 of these that checked everything for me, which were those 4 boxes that we mentioned in the beginning. So it needed to be budget friendly, calorie friendly, high protein, and easy to make. There are 2 out of the 5 that really stick out to me, and you probably already know what they are, but it's the protein banana pudding and the s'mores mug cake. If I had to pick between the 2, honestly, those are the 2 I would say are like the absolute best out of the 5. But if I was forced to pick, and it's summer, so mind you, I'm going to probably pick the s'mores mug cake. It was so flavorful. It hits that chocolatey sweet tooth that I usually have, and it was lower in calories. So remember, it was 195 calories, 23 carbs, and 19 grams of protein. The banana pudding was 244 calories, 26 carbs, and 27 grams of protein. So, I mean, more protein in the banana pudding, but I think just because it's summer and it is such a nice staple flavor this time of year, I'm gonna go with the s'mores mug cake. But truly, it's such a tie. It is such a toss-up. I loved them both, and they both have such 2 different like flavor profiles, because one is like cold, sweet, and fruity, and the other one is very sweet and warm and just very like, I don't know, almost cozy, but like in a summery way, if that makes sense. I really hope this video gave you some ideas and showed you that you can enjoy your diet, you can hit your protein goals and your fitness goals while still actually living your life. So comment below if you try any of them or which one you're excited to try. And again, if you fix this little ice cream mishap, please let me know, because I would love to be able to make this even better. And if someone has more ice cream experience than I do, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. And if you would love like a fall edition to this, let me know. I'd be really happy to do it. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.